everybody knows about, joke chewing gum. You either pull it and it snaps, or it pops, or it zaps you, whatever it is. And I've been collecting trick bubblegum recently, within the past couple years, with designs that stretch back even further. Thankfully, because people in China still make this shit, a lot of these weird designs are kind of frozen in time, and if you dig deep enough, you can find most of the ones that get filled in. Let's just go ahead and just kick things off with normal Shocky chewing gum. This is, of course, parodying Wrigley's Double Mint Gum, except if you turn it this way and kind of read it, we actually got Wrigley's Doobie Melt chewing gum. But it's prank gum that when you say, hey, you want a piece of gum, and the other guy pulls it and he says, son of a bitch, you don't actually have any gum, do you? You fucking asshole. But you can see that this packaging is imitating Wrigley's Double Mint Gum. It hasn't looked like this in forever. In fact, I think I actually have a real pack of this in the kitchen. Give me one sec. This is the parody product. And then this is actually what Wrigley's Double Mint Gum looks like today. I didn't actually buy this for the purposes of this week's stream. I just bought like a handful of these at the store and threw them in the drawer in the kitchen. So, if I ever want to start eating trash, I just start chewing on gum instead, and it's, 5 calories is better than 500. I don't think it's helped any, but, I have some. But this is kind of what the gum used to look like back in the 80s and 90s, and they never updated their design. They did change some of the letters around so that it's not technically copyright infringement, but it's as close as you can get. They used to actually make these with the way this used to look, just carbon copied. Like, they just took the wrapper and then just made their own versions of it. But I don't have any of those. So this lineage starts with Wrigley's Double Mint Gum with some of the letters being changed around. On the side, it's got sugar chewing gum base agent. They actually did kind of copy this. That's kind of what meant to look like the ingredients. The problem is that nobody's going to look this closely at it. There's a section for like the production date, the best by date, but naturally there's nothing there. And then on the other side, ooh, hang on. This is kind of juicy. Actually, on the side, it still just says Wrigley Company Limited of the United States Sugar Producers and authorized they're kind of implying that they have permission to print something with the Wrigley logo on it, which I don't think they do. If they did, it would be Wrigley and not Wrigley's. You guys are asking what it feels like if you prank yourself with the gum, and I believe the batteries are already in this. There's no way to open it, I guess, without destroying it. So they're just under the wrapper. So let's. I fucking hate these things, but okay, yeah, that's Jax Inc. How did your buddy hold on to this for a full fucking minute? Like, that's, yeah, that's, I don't like that at all. I guess today I found out that I'm not into electrostim. I guess I can check that one off my fucking bucket list. I would not put this anywhere near my dick. I promise it gets weirder from here, because this is China, and as China, you guys know how it is. So this next one, I tried to keep them all double mint gum, but they also made Wrigley's had like a white package that was like peppermint gum, and then they also had juicy fruit, and they all pretty much had the same kind of look. I tried to get all of them as double mint gum, but some of them just give you a random prank chewing gum toy. So this next one is meant to be juicy fruit, but it's indicative of the next evolutionary step that prank bubblegum took. And this is just when it literally just says shock, pull here, chewing gum. Like, they totally abandoned using the juicy fruit Wrigley's iconography on their packaging. They kept the same kind of appearance. I mean, this, of course, is about how juicy fruit used to look back in the era, and they've just replaced the text that just says shock, pull here. So you're not going to fool anyone with this fucking gum. Not recommended for children under 14 years old, so or adults over 50, or any persons under any medical conditions. So, thankfully, I'm closer to 14 than I am to 50, so I don't feel too old. But anyways, this also just has a backing card with absolutely nothing on it. And if we get a closer look at the fake Juicy Fruit, just imagine it's green. Imagine that this is a green wrapper. Maybe I can adjust the hue so it turns green to match that. But then, you know, well, no, if I did that, then this will be, I don't know, blue, I think, is what that'll turn to. And even like this one, this is a different manufacturer. The gum is just like molded in there. It's like one solid piece. And then I presume this tape on the outside is conductive somehow. This is the kind of trick chewing gum that I'm more familiar with, where it has the one piece sticking out, and then you kind of go, "Hey, you wanna stick a gum?" I think you're supposed to hold it with your thumb over this, so you see the yellow and the red, and your buddy's like, "Hey, is that Juicy Fruit?" And then you, okay, hang on, wait, okay, that is shocking me, but I probably shouldn't be holding it to see how long I could do it. I can definitely feel that it's like my thumb fucking hurts now, but it does not have anywhere near the kick of the green one. I don't want to try that one again, but this one I could like. That's probably bad for my heart. I probably shouldn't be doing that. And before somebody in the comments says, actually, Draco, it's such a very low voltage and amperage, you could probably just stick that right up your ass, you'd be totally fine. But, you know, Mama taught me not to stick, you know, my fingers and things in, like, plug sockets, so anytime there's, like, live electrical stuff, I'm smart enough to kind of, you know, I don't want to play with stun gun bubblegum, you know, I ain't gonna do that. Okay, so the way this starts out is we've started with, let's just pretend that this is actual double mint gum from back in the era. Actually, wait a minute, hang on, let me grab something else. I think I might, hang on. A long time ago, they were selling these little commemorative tins filled with bubble gum. So I have a really big version of what double mint gum used to look like. It's a little metallic tin for, you know, putting shit in. But you can, you know, hide your weed in there. So, okay, so I do actually have what old school double mint gum used to look like. Check that out. So we have the original, then we have kind of like the first generation, then we have where they decided just to put Shock on there because I guess Wrigley got really mad that they were still too close to looking like the official product. I'm also not going to hold it against the tin and pull the gum out, you guys. That seems like a really bad idea. Dr. Surgeon Guy, someone remind Draco to update his F list after the stream. Okay, I guess I'll bump Electrostim up from no to maybe. So this next one, thankfully these next ones are not electric. Thankfully, I think these are the kind that just snap at you, or they got like a bug or something inside of them. So it's not, these aren't zappy gums, but you had ones that look like the product, then ones that look like the product with letters slightly changed, and Wrigley still said that ain't good enough. Then they just put Shock on the outside of the packaging. And then, because things keep getting translated back and forth from English to Chinese to English to Chinese, back to English again, unfortunately, the word Shock has degraded. And now we no longer have Shock bubblegum. Well, we have Cock Mint, actually, bubblegum. Instead of, you know, it's some bastardization of combining Shock and double mint into, and now it's just become Fright Cock Mint. And this actually has both the Juicy Fruit and the Spearmint double mint varieties. I feel like you could only fool very specific types of people with bubblegum with cock on the label. Unfortunately, I do belong to that demographic. Let's take a look at what Cock Mint has in store for us. I tell you what, let's go with the green one since we've been trying to keep these together. This is Fright Cock Mint Chewing Gum Game, and you know, it says no entrance on the side of the packaging. I don't know if that means do not stick your cock in it because it says cock on the packaging. I guess they have to say that, but it basically says Fright Cockmint chewing gum game on every single side of the box. It's no longer shock. It's cock. Emporio. Being a cock, I would imagine it's not an entrance. Man, I've seen plenty of hentai that would disagree with that statement. Oh, fuck, this is gonna snap me. It doesn't have a bug on it, it's got a... Yeah, okay, it does, never mind. So, okay, at first I wasn't sure if there was anything on the end of that. It's a little mousetrap, so when you go like this, you really have to kind of put your thumb in there, and then you go, oh no, it hit me with like a really shitty guitar pick or something. I don't even know. Hang on. Okay, so the warning on this one says, don't joke to sick man and cowardiness. Also, no entrance, don't kiss it if you're a slut, I think is what that means. Because it's got lips and a beauty mark. I don't know, I don't really understand that, but don't joke. Don't joke to sick man and cowardiness. I would imagine the Juicy Fruit version says the same thing. This one actually has a better bug on it too. It looks more like an actual cockroach, but it's still kind of... Why is this... Oh man, there is like a layer of really weird, like, hang on. You guys see how this is a different color right by this spring? There's just like a layer of this weird, like, rubbery grime all over this. My fingers smell like I've been fucking, like, automotive tires now. It just smells like I've given head at the fucking Walmart Automotive Center. Great, thanks, China. It might be, well, okay. I don't know if it's cock for cockroach on the packaging, because there are other copies of this that will zap you that still say cock mint on it. And I didn't buy those because I figured buying 2 Shocky ones was enough. So it's, again, further degradation down. And then finally, they managed to take this design and they updated it. So now we've got, you know, we've got this slightly cooler looking cock mint that just says no. The cock mint caught on so well that they started making imitations of other brands of gum. This, of course, being Extra. So now it evolved from this to this to this to cock, and then it since the brand has been lost, it's jumped out of the Wrigley's brand, and now they're making Extra cock mint gum. And if you pull this one out, yeah, see, this has a scorpion on it. It's not necessarily cock for cockroach. They just put rubber bugs on it. And like I said, there's also iterations of this that will shock you that still say cock on it. This one, I think, is made from a similar company because it just says, don't joke to sick man. I'm really... I'm really tickled pink that, like, Engrish is still a thing in 2019. Like, these stupid things that are produced, even with all of the technology at our disposal, and things like Google Translate, which, even though Google Translate is still kind of stupid, it's a lot better than it was 15 years ago. The fact that phrases like "don't joke to sick man" can still be printed in earnest in 2019 means, you know, it brings me tremendous happiness. Well, yeah, it's telling you not to play pranks on the elderly and the mentally unwell, but don't joke to sick man is... You can understand what that phrase means. It makes just enough sense for you to get the meaning, but it still sounds completely ridiculous, and that's that, my friends, is the essence of chaos. So this is no entrance Fright Cockmint chewing gum game. And I imagine this one just has another, yep, another scorpion. It's also inexplicably on a green thing, just like the other one too, even though the gum is pink. But that's kind of a summary of the evolution of prank, shocking trick chewing gum. Like I said, it started out with something that looked exactly like the real product, and I couldn't find something that far back. I guess whoever had those molds, those printing facilities, finally stopped doing it, or they have been sold and resold to all sorts of Chinese producers that they're just no longer just in service. They finally deteriorated it into trash. So then you had the ones where they changed the letters a little bit. Then you had the ones where it just became Shock, and then Shock became Cock, and then they just decided to run with that to try to make it look somewhat like the way the gum looks today. But I don't know. Like I said, I really like worthless, stupid tat, and old Shock prank chewing gum that went from this to the word cock is very amusing to me, and hopefully you guys got even like one little modicum as much of enjoyment out of this as I did, just from like tracking all this down and checking it out again. And just for the road, I'll. Is that even working anymore? I can't tell. Oh, no, it's working. Okay, it's my thumb. It doesn't start to get warm, but like, does it just ramp up? I don't know. Is it not if I pull harder? It doesn't do it any hard. Okay, I think it's very discomforting that I've built up a tolerance to this one so quickly. So I'm gonna, you know, last week Fandramon sent me an inflatable dolphin. This week is apparently the week that I add something else to my F list, just like what you guys said. But now, if you'll excuse me, I have to figure out which one of these is the real gum. Oh, shit! Oh, son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Thanks for checking out this video. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't. Either way, your feedback is appreciated. And you can also subscribe to Gatorbox if you like this content and want to see more of it from us. Catch us live Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/Gatorbox. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so at patreon.com/Gatorbox or streamlabs.com/Gatorbox.